Hello, hello, hello! Welcome to this live broadcast. I am Skip LaCour. I am so glad you are here joining me for this live broadcast. We're going to do some training in the gym today. We're going to do some MANformation back training. And what I'm really excited about is, as you and I, we are training partners here today. We're using this internet, this live broadcasting to connect in this way, to learn some distinctions, some strategies to take your training efforts, your working out, your bodybuilding, whatever you call it, to the next level. What I'm really excited about is the conversation that we have as we spend this time together. The conversation that we have about our MANformation. And that conversation about our MANformation is our MANversation. All right, so we're going to mix the two together, us working out, moving our physical body, all right, working out, learning distinction strategies in this very important part of our lives, working out. Fitness, and it's much more than just our physical body. It's a way for us to use the most out of our talents and abilities. A body sometimes can lead the mind, and the mind can sometimes lead the body. But we want to be more than just muscles. We want to become the total package, become the best we can be in every area of our life, and not just our physical body. It is our relationships, business, on the job, whatever it is, health, wealth, happiness, love, connection, whatever it is you want in your life. That's what this MANformation is all about, and that's what I am so passionate about as we're doing this live broadcast. And I know that the vast majority of the men who watch this live broadcast will be doing it in a replay version. One thing I just want to tell you as we spend this time together, and as we spend a lot of time together in the future during these live broadcasts, or you watch them on the replay version, right? I don't care if you spend 5 minutes here, or the entire broadcast if it takes 50 minutes, or anything in between. One new strategy, one new distinction, one subtlety, nuance. Sometimes just as you're going through the challenges in life, just one new way of looking at the same old challenge can be just what it takes to launch you into the next level, take control of your life, get more clarity, get more focus, crack the code to whatever is most important to you in your life. And I don't know what that is. I want to make this interactive. I want to talk to you. I'm going to do my best to work out, right? To focus while I am stimulating the muscles during working out. I want to use my 27 years becoming a 6-time national champion drug-free bodybuilder, where this was everything in the world to me. I have all these years making a priority in my life. It would be a shame if I didn't use that knowledge and share it with you. So I'm gonna work out, I'm gonna show you what I do, focus. Maybe I'll teach you some things that I don't even realize that I picked up in all these years of training. In addition to me showing you how to train, sharing my perspective of things I've learned along the way, I want to use this time as our body's moving to talk about life. Again, our MANformation. Emotion is in movement, and got a lot of things to talk about, make this interactive at the same time. Right now we are broadcasting this live on Facebook, and that is Skip LaCour page. We're also doing it live on Periscope, and that's at Skip LaCour. And we're doing it live on Instagram Live, and that's at Skip LaCour. We'll also put this on YouTube, which is at Skip LaCour, and all of my social media platforms. I want you to be on all of them. They all kind of offer a different look. So Facebook is at Skip LaCour page, and then all the rest, Periscope, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Snapchat, they're all Skip LaCour. All right, so this is the time, we're going to start working out here in a moment. This is the time to say hello, tell me where you are from. If you want to show people just how smart you are, how focused you are, how you take a great advantage of all the information, inspiration, entertainment, maybe just a distraction of the internet. You want to show people where you spend your time, where you focus. how smart you are, you might want to take the time to like, love, share the feed, comment this tribe that we're building. As we're all making our MANformation together, as you and I are training partners, this tribe is growing in numbers rapidly. What I'm most impressed with is how much it's growing in intensity, right? All the loves, the likes, the shares, the comments, the questions that you're asking me. And this is a good time to post your questions. I have some questions from our broadcast yesterday. And again, if you're on Periscope, if you're on Instagram Live, if you go to YouTube, Skip LaCour, or Facebook at Skip LaCour page, you can see all of these live broadcasts that we've been doing for quite a while. So you may be new. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am flattered that you're even going to take 5 minutes to entertain what I have to say and share with you. And if I earn it, stay for another 5 minutes, and another 5 minutes, and another 5 minutes. All right, so we're going to get to working out here. Again, this is time to say hello. Tell me where you're from. Tell me how you ran into this live broadcast. I always want to know how I can get such a smart guy like you to even entertain what I have to say, because I want to do more of that if that got you here. So I appreciate you telling me how we have made this connection. I feel so flattered and privileged that there are so many men who knew me way back in the day. My first internet website was back in 1997, 20 years ago, and they knew me from my bodybuilding and training days. If you're new to this live broadcast, I just want to take a moment to introduce myself. My name is Skip LaCour. I am a coach, I'm a speaker, I'm an entrepreneur, and I'll tell you that I've got so many things going on, so many exciting things in that entrepreneur umbrella, and I'm going to take you along. So excited for that. I help ambitious men understand and execute confidence, leadership, power, influence, and persuasion strategies with 100% integrity, so they reach their big goals in life, the things that they really want, with more control, with more clarity, and more focus. I am the creator of the MANformation personal development program for men. I'll tell you what, when this is all said and done many years from now, that will be my greatest contribution to the world, is the MANformation program and how it's helped men like you get everything they want in life. Most people know me because of all that time, focus, and dedication for so many years as a 6-time national champion drug-free bodybuilder, and I'm doing my best, right? I can't look behind what I did in the past, right? So I'm here right now. It is 4:52 on this Sunday morning. We have this gym all to ourselves. I worked out an arrangement for you and me to be training partners here. And this beautiful facility, I'll show you around, you'll see it as we work out. It's connected to the Renaissance Hotel. And this is the Club Sport Gym in this beautiful facility in Walnut Creek, California. I am in California, United States. That's Northern California, about 30 miles east of San Francisco. We have this gym all to ourselves. But I'll tell you what, though, although I'm known as a 6-time national champion drug-free bodybuilder, what I did on stage, what I'm most proud of, is every step along the way, I shared all of my passion, my knowledge about the mindset, the training strategies, eating strategies, and now I'm on a mission to surpass that, right? We've got to continually grow. Doesn't matter what we've done in the past, I don't care how great it is. Right, we all have to grow. And MANformation, me getting up very early on this Sunday morning instead of cuddling with my wife and kids, this is my contribution to you. So let's make the most out of this. All right. So again, this is time to like, love, share the feed. I really appreciate it. I really appreciating you with all the emails that you're sending me at skip@skiplacour.com. Appreciating my efforts. I appreciate you appreciating me. All right, so let's see here. We're going to do some back training, but more importantly, we are going to, well, I guess I shouldn't say most importantly. I'm here to serve you. What's most important to you? But what I really love about our time together is the connection that you and I have here. We're training partners. So we're going to train, and then in between sets, we're going to connect, just as though we were in the same building, the same facility, using this internet in a way to make it powerful and enjoyable. So I'm going to just take a minute here while I'm talking to you. I'm going to answer a bunch of questions, and I got a message for you. Post your questions down below. I did get some questions and comments yesterday that I want to address today. I did this live broadcast. If you're new, I did this yesterday too. We trained some chess, had a whole bunch of MANversation there too. But go ahead and post it now. Here's the thing: is if I don't get to your question as we're working out here today, go ahead and post down below. I'll take the time during the day as I get home on this Sunday, as I spend time with my family. I will address your question. I'll go through all of it. All right. So make sure that you go ahead and do that. All right. Here again, we are doing this on so many different 3 different platforms at the same time, and I'm doing this in a way that I can preserve this in 4K quality. So I'm here again. It's 4:55 on a Sunday morning. We have this gym all to ourselves, and I'm going to be spending the rest of the day with my family. Got a few coaching clients very early this morning, and I'm always looking for ways to maximize my effort, making the most of my willpower, focus, energy, and time. So right now, I'm looking at 4 devices as I do this live broadcast. I'm going to train too here in a moment too. I know that's what we really love, and I want to share that with you. So so I'm looking at 4 devices. Got one in my hand too. All of that while I'm going to have this MANversation with you, and while I train. So let's see here. This is time to comment. Want to just make sure that I do my best to maximize our time here. I appreciate, as I'm loving, liking, and sharing on my social platforms right here, so everybody sees what we're going to talk about, putting the agenda. This is a good time to show your friends where you're spending your time too. Again, this tribe is building in numbers and intensity, and I am so glad that you are part of it. Again, I take this really seriously, if you can't tell. I see you over there on Instagram live. Thank you so much for you being here, your questions and comments. Let me just go up here for a moment. R. Jones, sleep is overrated. Hey, sleep is overrated. Sleep is important. I guess it's who's doing the rating, right? R. Jones, what that really means, right? Let's see here. All right, guys. I'm gonna get this started here. Thank you so much again, whether you're watching this live on a replay version. I appreciate you being here. Hey, while you're here too, while we're getting set up here, this is a great time to go to 15manformationsteps.com, the number 1, the number 5, manformationsteps.com. If you are on Facebook, I just put the link down below. Register whatever it is you want. Imagine what your biggest goal is that you could attack. I want to coach you and guide you. I talked about my 27 years in bodybuilding and training. I've got over 33 years in personal development, learning from the masters. That's probably what helped me become the 6-time national champion drug-free bodybuilder, and as we move forward in our MANformation. So go to 15manformationsteps.com while we get going here. Register. I'm going to see everyone who registers during this live broadcast in this window. I'm going to see how it's time stamped when you go to 15manformationsteps.com. I'm going to give you a prize during this live broadcast for registering. I'm going to take you on a journey step by step to help you achieve what it is you want most. I'm curious what that is for you. I know a lot of us who come here, and so early in the morning here on this Sunday morning, bodybuilding, training, fitness, working out. We look for those strategies. That's our common bond sometimes. But I wonder what you want outside of the gym. What is it? Business? You want to start a business? Do you want to get a promotion in your job? Maybe for you it's relationships. What is it for you? Imagine for a moment your biggest challenge, that one that's right in front of you. Maybe it's not going to make all of your life, for the rest of your life, perfect. But what is that one goal if you were to get a handle on it? If you were to get a handle on it, that would be the stepping stone you believe that would take you to the next level, and then on to the next level, and the next level. Well, these 15 MANformation steps, I'm going to take good care of you using all the experience that I have coaching men just like you around the world, and I have for many years. I spend thousands of hours on the phone every single year working one-on-one with men over the phone week by week. I have this coaching program. Again, it's private, it's individual, working with men all over the world, and getting them clear, getting them focused on what it is they want most, and then giving them objectivity, clarity, perspective, and accountability to make those things happen. So what would it be for you? The 15 MANformation steps I will help you guide. I will help you get through that process by guiding you with everything that I've learned. All right, so go to 15manformationsteps.com and check that out. Let's get this going here. Just one more. You guys ready for your week ahead of you? Are you guys ready? What is one thing you're going to accomplish this week? What would that be for you? What would that be for you this week? You're going to just go into the week hoping that it's a productive week, or do you got a plan already? All right, guys, let's get this started. All right, so we're going to train back today. I want to make sure you guys can all see me here. All right, let's get all these devices going in the right spot. We're going to start with some lat pull downs. So I'm going to start. All right, guys. I will get to all your questions and comments. Like I said, this is quite a process. I guess I should go, let me get started here. So during the warm-up process, and this is the same for every exercise, the first exercise is where I warm up the body part, where I just want to do the fewest amount of sets. I want to use the fewest amount of reps during the fewest amount of sets, and I want to use the least amount of weight. Right? It's just warming up. It's just stimulating the body and the mind, getting ready for the heavy overload sets, because those are the sets that stimulate our growth, and we want to conserve our energy and our time for those heavy overload sets. All right. So now, I think I'll probably I'll probably take 4 or 5 of these sets. The reps, if I were to guess, I don't go in some structured pattern, because here we are, it's 5:02 in the morning, a rather cold morning here in Northern California. What it would take for me to warm up my body in the most effective and efficient time, it would be a lot different, maybe with a lot of food in my stomach after being up for 10 hours and it's 5 o'clock in the early evening. Right, so, but I'll have just a general plan. Again, this is just to warm up the body and the mind for the taxing overload sets. With this MANformation training, it's intense. I'm going to answer some questions that were asked of me about how many sets is the best for chest. That's what's asked, and I'll explain that in a lot of detail. With this type of training, it's not necessarily how many, it's how effective and efficient you can be with what you use, and there's a whole mindset philosophy to make sure you use your time more efficiently. But I would guess I might do the first one at 10 or 12, the second one, I don't know, 8 or 10, the third one 5 or 6, the fourth one maybe 3, and then the last one, if I even did 5, it might be 2. Again, I just have a general idea because this isn't what's important. Now, one thing to remember during these warm-up sets, this is going to warm up my back for the entire workout. So when I go to the next exercise and the next exercise, I want pyramid up warming up again. Now there are some exceptions, I'll kind of tell you about that, but this is going to be the warm-up for the entire exercise, because for the entire back workout. So once we get going, it should just be boom, 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 right in to that heavy sets. There are some exceptions, and I'll explain that, especially today during back. All right, so let's get going. Again, guys, thank you so much for being here. All right, a few things that I keep in mind while I'm warming up. I want to keep the same tempo. I want to be just as focused mentally and physically during these warm-up sets as I am going to be during the taxing overload sets when I turn it on. Most injuries, from my experience and what I've observed, or during those times when you're not fully ready for the taxing overload weight. A lot of times in warm-ups, because we take it for granted. So I want to have my mind conditioned that I'm serious. My movements are very similar to my heavy working sets. So not just my physical body is warmed up to do those heavy taxing sets, but my mind is warmed up too. Again, I don't have necessarily like, some people ask, they want to have the whole black and whiteness to how to warm up, like, for example, how much weight. Is it 40% and then 60% and then 80% and then 90% during the warm-ups? I pretty much go by feel. Again, if you just work backwards from what the big macro goal is, and that's to use the least amount of sets with the least amount of reps within those warm-up sets with the least amount of weight, whatever that means to you. Again, that's the big picture in all of this. With whether it's warm-up sets or it's the taxing overload sets, I keep a cadence, and that's where I explode in a 1 count and I control the weight in a 1-2 count. So it'd be like 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2. And that's pretty consistent with all the exercises that I do, that same cadence. Now, I didn't say it's like, don't look for a specific timing like it's 1 second down, 2 seconds up, right? It isn't that. It's just a pattern, a tempo of 1, 1, 2. Now, the reason why I can't put a clock, a stop clock on it, depending on the weight that I choose, depending on the exercise, right? If I choose a weight that maybe is a little bit too heavy, that will have a faster tempo. So it wouldn't be 1, 2 seconds, 1 second. It would just be 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1. If I choose a weight that's too light and I want to get the most out of it, or that mind-muscle connection, I'll slow it down to get the most out of the lighter weight that I chose, so I can still get the most out of the set. So that would seem slower if you were to watch it. Same exercise, because of the weight selection, if you put a stopwatch on the movement, it wouldn't be the same, even though it's the same exercise. And that's because I'm getting the most out of that particular set, despite the weight selection. And that is, if it's too heavy, too light, or somewhere in between, I can maximize that weight selection with feel, right? So that's why it's more of a cadence, a tempo, rather than it is a stopwatch, 2 seconds up, 1 second back, right? All right. Couple things you'll notice, that I wear wrist straps. A lot of people say, yo, you shouldn't use wrist straps, you should just work on your grip. Well, this is a back exercise. I want to take the pressure off my grip. You work on your grip with all intense training. Also, I have direct forearm work too. I don't need it here. What I need to do is take less pressure off my grip, so I work my targeted muscle group, and that's my back. So big fan of wrist straps for these pulling movements for that exact reason. All right. The rest in between sets, guys, I will, it's about 2 to 3 minutes. And that's really, I say about, because I want to get about 100% of my strength back. There are so few sets with this type of training. I got to make the most out of all of them. I don't want to rush from set to set, making a cardiovascular type of workout, because I don't need to make this a cardiovascular workout. I'm here just to stimulate muscle growth. And with so few sets, so few exercises, I want my strength to stimulate it. Now, during these warm-up sets, you know, I could have just gone from one warm-up set to the next, because it's light and I'm ready, but I'll still keep the same 2 to 3 minutes, even though I could jump in there sooner, because that's what I'm going to need. And I just want to keep the same spacing throughout the workout. That's a mental thing more than anything else. Hello, Anthony. What are my top 3 nutrients? Protein, carbohydrates, and fat. Hello, Dan. Dan's headed to the gym too. Hello, Steven. Good morning, Mass Machine. Johnny Peters. Johnny, I have a question that you asked yesterday. And Johnny just registered for the 15 MANformation steps. You're going to be so glad you did, Johnny. During our conversation, this MANversation, I want to persuade all of you guys to take a leap of faith, and it's absolutely free, the 15 MANformation steps. It's my gift to you. If you're loving these MANversation conversations about life, how to interject the two, how to weave them together with your passion for fitness, or you want to be more passionate about fitness, you'll get that in the 15 MANformation steps. I want to, by the time we're done with our session today, I want to persuade you. I want to convince you that you want to be a part of the journey. It's an 18-day journey, the 15 MANformation steps. I know Anthony has gone through it, and Anthony, why don't you tell everybody how awesome that 18-day journey is. All right, so this is going to be my last warm-up set, and then we're ready to go. So now I just felt that. That's the weight I'm going to use for these 3 taxing overload sets. And now we're ready to go. Johnny, you asked a question yesterday about chest, and you said about a wide grip on bench press because you want it to widen your pecs. See, this is what I believe. I believe that we have a certain structure. Some men are wider than others, and our muscles are all shaped differently. And you'll see that. All weight training does is when you stimulate the target muscle group, whether it's a bench press for me or for you, we maximize our genetic potential, and we make the most out of the shape that we have. widening, now this is, you'll hear this a lot, a wide grip for a wide back, and I think, Johnny, that's what you're talking about. If you used a wider grip, it would work your outer chest. It's one muscle here, and it's your job just to maximize it. So wider grips aren't going to make you wider. You know what's going to make you wider? Executing every exercise, having a great mind-muscle connection, developing that targeted muscle group. So Johnny, you were talking about chest, or for back, right? Widening it is just building more muscle on top of whatever structure you have, whether it's wide, it's narrow, or somewhere in between, building as much muscle as humanly possible, and then really getting lean. You'll see whatever I look like now as we go through my MANformation Drive for 55. You'll see as I get leaner and my waist tapers, it'll give me the illusion of looking wider. And I didn't do wide exercises. I didn't do things to add, width to my structure. It just gave that illusion. Sometimes just a little bit more muscle by targeting the muscle group, and a little less body fat can make a gigantic difference, giving you the illusion of looking wider. And that's something to think. We all have to work with what we have. And that's just building more muscle and then displaying it to give that illusion by how lean we are. But a wider grip during bench, wider grip during lat pull downs or any back movement isn't going to make your structure wider. Okay. All right, here we go. All right, as you guys can see, I was prepared for you early this morning. I want to provide more for you as your coach and as your friend now that workout partners, more than just grunting in the gym. So I hope, Johnny, your question about which exercises are best to widen my chest, you asked that yesterday. I hope that answers your question. Craig Massey asked, how many sets should you do for chest? All right, that's a great question, and I could give you the same answer for chest, back, arms, legs, whatever, shoulders, whatever body part. I know when we go out on this journey, we're waking up early in the morning, we're dedicating our time, we're backing up with nutritional habits. We want to know, just tell me the right way to train. What is the best routine? How many sets? How many reps? What type of weight should I use? We want that type of certainty. I get it. Many of us, we get into this whole bodybuilding and training thing, this working out, because we love the structure. It gives us that sense of control when the rest of our life isn't in control. The gym is our therapy. So I can understand if this is our therapy, that world has so many variables going on, whether we realize it or not. This is our comfort zone, our therapy to have this structure of training and eating. The last thing you want is a whole bunch of variables in your safe zone, right? And because of that, and I get it, many of us who come in here for working out, we try to fit it into nice, neat, tight, black and white boxes. This is the best training routine, those are terrible. This is the right reps, this doesn't work, that doesn't work. The answer to your question is, look, I can go on here and I can just talk in between, joking around with you. Oh yeah, there's something else I want to tell you. 1, 2, 3 reps on a particular exercise, right? Or I could just not even have these cameras here. I'm so focused, boom, 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 right? And again, there are a lot of, those are just two extremes of ways to work out, right? There's many shades in between. But those two men, right, the guy who's laughing and joking and training and the one who doesn't even have these cameras on who's training, they can use the same amount of sets, reps, exercises for the same body part, and they'll get massively different results. It's what you do during every exercise, every set, and every rep. Mind-muscle connection, how well you execute it, how you hit that targeted muscle group, that's going to make all the difference in the world, right? So you can just get the black and whiteness and just do 12 sets for chest, 4 exercises, whatever, 3 apiece, whatever it is, but it's really what you put into it, right? So that's what you need to know. I can make any training routine work if I'm focused and dedicated and hit that targeted muscle group, and then I balance out between mind-muscle execution, form, feel, and execution with the right amount of weight, right? So it's not how many exercises you should do for chest. What you do, should pick one that you believe in and then get the most out of whatever it is you do. That's what's going to make the difference. And I apologize for there's no black and whiteness that we want in our comfort world, but that's the way it really works, right? That's why one guy can do 12 sets for a body part and he looks amazing. Another person can do 22 and they don't. Or they can do that same amount and they don't get the same results. So my grip here is just a little bit more than shoulder width apart. One thing that I always try to do, in addition to that 1-2 count that I talk about controlling on the way up and then explode on the way down, I just want to try to keep my elbows tucked in as close to my body as possible. I don't want them flaring out like they'll want to do. All right, let's see here. So I hope Craig Massey, about how many sets you should do for your chest. I hope that answer is helpful. Again, I know many times we get into this bodybuilding and training or working out, whatever it is, it's an escape from all the variables in life, right? This is our therapy. We just want structure. We create structure from the time we train to the timing of our meals. It's a great sense of relief in our life, right? So the last thing you want, I get it, is all these variables when it comes to sets, reps, exercise routines, those type of things. Which training method is the best? You know, you can lock on to that black and whiteness and believe that you're doing the right routine and not get the results. I want you to have results. I also want to use our type of thinking in the gym and take it outside of the gym. The world doesn't work in black and white either, right? And I want to be your coach and friend, your big brother, your training partner, your coach, whatever, however you see me, mentor. I want to help you use the mindset that it takes to have a great physique, to have a great life too. They don't have to work separately, right? It's not an either or world, as a mentor of mine used to say, it's an and world. There is a way to do something we're really passionate about, this training. There is a way to take these lessons in the gym and really use them outside of the gym in our regular life. Now, a lot of 25-year-old fitness guys, they'll tell you that. Sometimes they're not always doing it because their life is so focused, you know, on what they're doing, and I get that. That's why they're an expert, and that's why they look so good. At the same time, when you don't want those things outside of life, if you don't want a family, if you don't want the responsibility of kids, if you don't want the responsibility of coming through for your family, money isn't important to you, and you say that all the time, right? It's going to be easy to put all of your willpower, focus, time, and energy to the next set, the next rep, the next routine, who's on the internet, who's a fake natty, who's this, that, what's this guy going to say, because you don't need any of that willpower, focus, time, and energy, and to put it on those other areas of life. Well, if you're a man who's watching this broadcast, I want to believe, if not now, but certainly later, you want a lot more in life than just an amazing physique. So let's take these lessons and let's apply them to our life, and I mean really apply them to our lives. All right, last set here. Challenge me. All right. Now notice I use this bar. You also see the other, all different kinds. Right? You see these V bars. Could have used that too. That's not what we're doing in this particular routine. All right, so let's get set up for the next exercise here. All right, guys. So again, we're already warmed up. We're already warmed up, so I'm not going to go to this exercise. I'm not going to pyramid up. I'm going to choose what I believe is the right weight. So I'm taxing. By the way, we're in the 4 to 6 rep range during this particular sequence, this stretch of time for me training. Also go in the 6 to 8 rep range too. Talk a little bit more about that. If not this live broadcast, other live broadcasts. All right. So I'm going to pick the right weight. Hopefully. I do normally do record keeping too. That can be helpful. But also that will change with your mindset, intensity, time of day, those type of things. So I'm going to use a straight bar for this. Again, I could have used a V bar. In this particular routine, that's what we're going to use. The grip is just a little bit more than shoulder width apart. I'm going to keep my elbows tucked in. My arms are going to be dragging against my torso to keep them in that tight. I want to over exaggerate it that way. Okay, one thing you'll notice is that I'll try to get the deepest stretch I can, even if I lean a little bit forward, without the weight stack hitting the bottom weight. So it'll momentarily take the tension off. So try to get as much of a stretch as possible without the weight stack hitting to momentarily take the tension off my back. As I come through, I'll explode through in that 1 count. Now again, you don't want to necessarily stay upright. You just want to feel it, right? Of course, you don't want to go too far back. But instead of thinking about what it might look to somebody on the internet, you got to really be dialed into the way that it feels, right? Because I see a lot of young guys training on the internet who are doing their best to instruct you and very conscious of the way that they look to you. I can tell you this, what it may appear may not be what you feel, and vice versa. So, I'll do my best to give you little keys, little distinctions to think about, but it really comes down to the way it feels for you. That's what's most important. Always concentrate on that mind-muscle connection. That's something that you can't read in a book. I would love to put in a book, but that's the nuance, that's the subtlety. That's what makes a champion, is that the subtleties, the nuances, the distinctions. And instead of worrying about it, how it may appear, or trying to 100% mimic a book, a picture, the way you saw somebody do it, have that in your mind, But after that point, let it go and make sure you're focusing on the mind-muscle connection. Not just for this exercise, but for any exercise, any day of the week, any body part, all right? So again, want to keep the same timing throughout the workout. Whether, so the next exercise I'm going to do is barbell rows. I have one more set here. Now that's a really taxing exercise. It's not so easy to set up like this. So I might need all 3 minutes here, where I could probably jump right on here. But I want to keep that same pattern and tempo throughout. Again, because this is about effectiveness and efficiency and intensity, there are really so few exercises and so few sets. You got to make them all work for you, get the most out of them, because you can't just keep on adding more and more exercises and sets. I didn't feel it, so let me just add more in, because that defeats the purpose. You'll never develop the mindset, do or die. I am blocked in. I better get this right. I better choose the right way. I better focus while I'm doing it. If you could just add more on to the end. And that may not seem like a big deal, but when that stacks over time and you can just add more, because that's what it takes for you to feel you had a great workout, you'll never have the sense of urgency to compact it into a shorter period of time, right? So, if you're following this type of training, if I convince you, hey, that seems effective and efficient, I'm going to have to focus, I'm going to have to use these next level distinctions to get the most out of it. But I like the fact that I can be in and out of the gym in an hour, right? Do it 5 days a week so I can save some of that willpower, focus, time, and energy for my family, my relationships, my business, and become the total package that I talk about with this whole MANformation lifestyle. Then you're going to have to go through a period of time and be uncomfortable and pressure yourself to get in. And if you walk away from the gym from one of these MANformation workouts and you don't feel you left it all on the floor, well, you take that pain and you make sure that it doesn't happen next time. You make the mental and physical and emotional adjustments. It's the only way you're going to learn in life and in training. One other thing that you'll notice, and this is something that I do, is that I try to pull the weight, and for all of these rowing exercises, I try to hit like my belt buckle, right? If you don't think about it, sometimes you'll raise up here. Not like that won't hit the back at all, but I like to keep it low, even if I have to kind of scrape my knees almost, and I pull the weight to about where the top of my belt buckle, so to speak. All right, let's go on to the next exercise here, guys. All right, so I'm gonna come back for you, Periscope. Give you guys an idea of what I'm doing here while I'm training for you. By the way, Chris Knickerbocker asked yesterday, he said, hey Skip, do you find it hard to train in a gym? Take a look at this. And then I've got one more camera. If you're looking at me in the mirror, I got one more camera that I'm gonna go get right now. But Chris Knickerbocker asked me if I find it hard, challenging to train in the gym when there's nobody here, right? You know, a couple things to say about that, but number one, with all this stuff going on, it's taken me enough to get the right camera angle, train, concentrate on the weight, and having something brilliant to say to you. So I don't want to complicate it more with people here. Actually, this is good for what we're doing here. Got more to say about that. Let me get the Periscope. I'll be right back. All right, guys, so now Periscope's with us. All right. But that's an interesting question because you're not going to be under these same conditions, or you may, I don't know. You could be. Whereas like for me, I mean, not having anybody here, this is enough training and talking and being the cinematographer at the same time. But for you, think about that, the energy of the people around you. I can see how where sometimes that may benefit you, right? Having people around you. It's just busy in the gym, right? And that can really give you a mental boost. I know what that's like. What I try to do is not be dependent on those factors because that's not consistent, right? What if the gym is empty? What if you train in the morning, right? I try to take control of as many mental and emotional factors that are in my control as possible. So if you have a training partner, like I say, oh, I don't train as effectively and efficiently because sometimes I have a training partner and sometimes I don't. Same thing could be said if you perform better in the gym when there are people there or not. Again, those are factors outside your control. I would suggest that you create even if it's not the most effective way to do it, it's a better system to be in a situation where the factors are pretty much the same, so you can expect the same. So if you can only you don't have a reliable training partner, then learn how to do it by yourself, even though you could get that edge. If I wanted to have a training partner, some of these exercises like chest that I did, if I had a training partner, I would be better on that day, right? I'd have more certainty and confidence. Someone would lift me up in the starting position, but that's not a good system if they're just there every once in a while. And you got to think about that in life too. Sometimes having an 8 strategy versus 10 that you can rely on, it's in your control, and you implement that all the time, you'll have better results than having a training partner, let's say, that type of strategy. And he comes every once in a while. So sometimes you're at a 10, sometimes you're at a 6, sometimes you're at a 5, then he comes back and you're at a 10. It's not an effective system. I would rather learn how to do it myself, build up to an 8 mindset that's controllable, that's consistent, and have that training, because over weeks, over months, that's going to be a lot better system for you. And again, think about that in life too. We want the best system. That's why a lot of guys, they fight over what's the best training or eating strategy, and their execution of whatever it is they're doing isn't all that great anyway, right? Sometimes you can have not a perfect training strategy or the perfect eating strategy, but because you're so consistent, that's a great system for you. And your outcome isn't to have the best eating strategy that everybody agrees with. It's not to have the best training strategy that no one's going to ridicule over the internet. Your goal is to build that muscle, lose that body fat, have that energy, have the physical body that you want. That's the result, right? Not the best approved strategy that nobody's going to laugh at you, right? Keep that in mind. Systems, all working towards an outcome. Many ways to get there. Now you'll notice this is not my heavy set. I call this a mental preparation set, an MPS. All right, it's just a different movement. I'm going to tax myself, and it's going to, my warming up on those other exercises isn't going to really help me out, even though my muscles are warmed up. This is a different movement. So I'm just going to feel it. That's really for my mind. It's not warming up my muscles, right? My back is warmed up, but this movement is so different than the 2 previous ones. I just want to get my mind right before I load up this weight so I can get the most out of it right from the start. MPS. It's not a warm-up set. It's an MPS, a mental preparation set. All right, so I don't get surprised by this exercise because it's so different, and I don't get surprised because I load up on the weight. MPS, mental preparation set. You could probably use that for everyone. You want to use that sparingly, though. All right. All right. So I'm going to do two sets here. All right. So Chris, I hope that answers your question. Chris Knickerbocker about do I find it challenging to train alone in an empty gym. Talked about Johnny to widen the chest. And Craig Massey about how many sets should he do for chest. All right? The heavy emotional topics, right? I like to wait until I really get into it to deliver. Got some other things I want to talk about. The haters. All right, first set here. Just the grip is just going to clear my body, so a little bit more than shoulder width apart. I want to keep these elbows tucked in, and I want to pull it to my belt buckle. I'm going to feel it, make sure I hit that muscle. Like again, this is a challenging exercise to hit it right. Notice I have this platform in this rack. I do that so that the 45-pound plates don't hit the ground while I'm getting that stretch at the bottom, so I'm elevated. So I'll do 2 sets here, guys. Let's see. Hello, muscle. Anthony says he's picking up distinctions here. LOL. Carbs, fat, protein says a lot. He asked me what my favorite nutrients were, right? Hello, Tim. Good stuff, brother. Get big. Yes, sir. Anthony says, 15MANformationSteps.com has made me smarter, a lot more smarter than most. The tools in my mindset toolbox I never thought of, and I needed, just have been gifted to me, a definite high point in my life. Awesome. Thank you for that endorsement and your leadership there, Anthony. I appreciate that. Anthony, well, congratulations. Anthony is celebrating 34 years of marriage today. And with MANformation, I'm taking it to the next level. Awesome. See, that's the great thing about the 15 MANformation steps, no matter what you're amazing at. 34 years, congratulations to you. Yeah, I'm sure you have distinctions and strategies that have allowed you where a lot of guys struggle with relationships. 34 years, again, congratulations to you and your wife, Anthony. But even something that he's doing better than most. You guys know what that's like to do better than most. There's always a higher level, and Anthony sees that. There's always a higher level, even though he's been married for 34 years. That's the way life works. That's the fun of all of this. I went for that last one. All right. Take a step back, guys. For the next exercise, I'm going to load it on over here. Poor periscope. Treating it like. All right. That's good. All right, so we're going to do some old school good mornings here. And I'm going to have to run out of here, guys. Got a coaching client in 15 minutes. So I'm gonna do one set for you here. I'm gonna put this back up. I'm gonna do one set, I'm gonna do it right. Haters. Everybody has their point of view. I'm gonna have to save this conversation for another time about the haters. It's really important how I deal with haters, if I even believe in haters. All right, guys. I got caught up with you guys here today. It's a process. Like I said, I got a lot of things going on here. I want to talk more about haters as I race out of here. Guys, make sure you're in the 15 MANformation steps. Like I said, I got a one-on-one coaching client. Starts in 15 minutes from now. This is a process that I'm even going to be better as your coach and as your friend going through this journey. Got to do the responsible thing and tear down these weights. 2. So many things going on, guys. How many of you guys have haters? How many of you guys believe that haters can be really distracting in your life? I know what that's like, being in the public eye for so many years. I know what that's like. I know that can really keep you away from your goals. This is what I want you guys to keep in mind when it comes to haters, all right? Just think of how many times your opinion of life has changed. What you believe to be true is no longer true for you, right? Think of how many times that you were so certain this is the way life was, it should have worked and it shouldn't have worked, and it's changed. Well, we are all going through this journey. You may have your way of looking at the world, your truth, your beliefs. But if you're like me, it's changed over time. What you're so passionate about that you thought was the right way, it's changed over time, right? Well, everybody's going through that process. Have empathy and understanding that people just have different views of looking at the world. You have your way, how you respond to it, and how you keep on going to where you want. Just understand that everybody has their different point of view. If I have haters, what I do, certainly who wants to have that, right? But you can just take it all in, understand that just like your opinion has changed, their opinion can change. It's your job to make what you believe to be true work for you and your family. That's what's most important. And then influencing other people by the example you set. You can be the person to change their opinion, but you're not going to change it if they're in your head, rattling your mind. And hell, their opinion can change. Right? And just think of, they see your point of view, just say 3 years from now, and you let it get in your way, right? We all have to stand firm. I want to talk more about this subject again, but it is really part of our MANformation because I know there's so much talk on the internet, how it gets in the way. All right, guys, I got to run. I will be back. We'll continue this MANformation. Thank you so much for being on these live broadcasts. Have a great day. Have an outstanding day. Have an awesome day.